The college football experience, Kansas State Wildcats 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, the bank account that is built for better. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN and get a free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt. Claim your free shirt, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs. We're also brought to you by Naira Bets. Get your free $25 free bet for the Belmont Stakes. Yes, by going to nyrabets.com/SGPN25. That's Naira Bets. Promo code SGPN25. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
To the college football experience. Jesus, I'm watching college baseball. I'm almost saying college basketball. Welcome to the Kansas State Wildcats 2025 season preview episode. Excited to talk. One of my favorite. I'm wearing purple. Because I love Kansas State and their program. But damn, right before we went live, as the music was playing, I thought there was a home run here by Oregon State in the college baseball tournament here. So it scattered my brain everywhere, but I'm excited to talk Wildcat football, and I apologize for the introduction. But yeah, let's go. W-I-L-D Cats. W-I-L-D Wildcats. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning.
Medical advice.
Get on with your life.
The medical advice I got was talk college football. Talk more of it. And enjoy the college baseball. Check out the college baseball experience, by the way, for the final weeks to Omaha. Oh, jeez. This is tough watching these games while this is on, man. I thought that was gone. I am joined by my co-host. He is, you've heard him on the college basketball experience. For years now. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, aka Money Lod Mac. How are you, brother?
Doing good, bro. I love K-State. Like, I know I'm a Mountaineer, but like K-State, if I didn't go to West Virginia, K-State would have been on the short list of places I would have went. So go Cats.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight. 100%. Like they've been one of my favorite programs over the years. I feel like they always have good special teams, always have quarterbacks that are gamers, good defenses. And, this is a testament to, back to our conversation, regarding the, a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week, we were talking about the SEC and the Big Ten trying to get like 4 auto bids, which I think would be terrible for the sport. And the part of my logic is, you don't want to give that much power to those two conferences, but also shit changes. And, I think that Kansas State is a perfect program to use as a model for that. You can really look at Kansas State from 1935 all the way until, really Bill Snyder in 1990, really. I mean, sure, they had a 6-5 season where they lost the Independence Bowl in 82. But other than that, they pretty much had a losing season every year. 53, they had a winning season, but just 6-3-1. They had a losing season every year since 1935. So from 35 to 90. So that's 55 years. They had 2 winning seasons, right? If my math is correct, right? Or am I skipping one? Maybe 3. I think 70. They had a 6-5 season as well, right? So 3 winning seasons in 55 years. But even with that, they were 1 game over 500 in all of those seasons. And then Bill Snyder walks into town. And since 1991, Mac, this team has had a winning record. What, or bowl eligibility? Let's say, or not. Let's just do winning record. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 years since 1990, they've been 500 or better. Including like 8 double-digit win seasons. Well, that's my point exactly on why. I mean, how great is Bill Snyder, and then also, this is my point of the sport changing, because Kansas State, they got their shit together and they kicked this thing into high gear, and now I think if you're looking at the brand new Big 12, or Texas and Oklahoma are gone, I think, why not Kansas State? Kansas State fans should expect to say, hey, let's kick it into the next gear and win national championships. Why not? So anyway, what do you make of that, just in general, the change we've seen within this university, and then also just the future of the Big 12?
Yeah, I mean, I call him the wizard, Bill Snyder. What he did at K-State, honestly, he's up there, in my opinion, maybe top 10 or top 5 most underrated coaches of all time, for his impact of what he did for that university and for this program. And then what Klieman's been able to do has been a perfect complementary. He was the perfect guy to take over for the guy, which is not an easy role. We see this time and time again where the guy after the guy fails miserably. Klieman's done a great job. 5 out of 6 winning seasons. The only one was the bullshit COVID year. And it's highlighted by that 22 season where they beat TCU. Everybody remembers TCU getting to the national championship. K-State won the Big 12 that year. And every year, 8 wins, 9 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins. So, like I said, consistency. As for the Big 12, that's a great question. I mean, I think a lot of teams, about 10 teams, think that they could take over the Big 12. That's why it's America's league, man. It's the best league in terms of parity, entertainment, coaching, style of play, and K-State fits right in there.
And over the past 30 years, I mean, I know some of these teams weren't even in the Big 12, but I would say K-State's been a staple of really since the 90s, of like when the Big 8 was there, of a team that's really good, that, has produced tons of pros, great special teams. I feel like always great kickers, great at block and punch, shit like that. And it's a testament to great coaching. And I love this program. It's probably one of my top 10 favorite schools to root for. So we'll see how this goes here. We're going to dive into it, though, and talk more about Chris Klieman and stuff. I do recommend jumping in the chat to see everyone in here, and YouTube. Watching the show is just much better. YouTube.com/The College Experience. But if you're listening, audio, podcast, whatever, I'm happy. I'm still happy. You're still good. But look, before we dive into it, I do want to let you know that the College Football Experience is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Get all your free picks and podcasts for the Stanley Cup, College Baseball World Series, NBA Finals, CFL, UFL, on the SGPN app. Get it wherever you get your apps. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride. All right, we got slides. Let's jump into it. Chris Klieman, you just talked about it. The guy is 120-41 as a head football coach. So
pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say, and I don't know this to be fact, but I get the feeling that like Bill Snyder handpicked Klieman, because the first time that Snyder retired, they went Ron Prince, and I feel like I just feel like that was not his call. I think he even he said something about that, but regardless, Chris Klieman has done a great fucking job, and you got to wonder this season, could this be the year? This seems like they're loading up for a playoff run. And could you imagine a home game at Bill Snyder Stadium there?
Oh man. Hey, good luck if you're an SEC team drawing K-State on the road and those elements.
Oh yeah. Now I will say this: in 2022, he was 10-4, 23 9-4 last year, 9-4. Did Kansas State? I don't want to say Chris Klieman. Were they a disappointment last year to you?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, the Big 12, if you're predicted to be good, you're usually not very good. I mean, Oklahoma State and Utah were the other two. It was those three were supposed to be the horses. Those two didn't even make a bowl game. K-State, at least in a quote-unquote disappointing down year, still went 9-4 with the bowl game win. And that goes back to my testament to this program is that, yeah, they had some disappointing losses like the BYU game that just got completely away from them in that end of that first half, or the Houston loss on the road, or losing to Arizona State at home. But, I mean, if 8-4 is a disappointing year, that's a pretty damn good program. But, yeah, I think it was slightly disappointing considering Will Howard left and then went on to win a national championship. But I think that could set up Avery Johnson for a monster year this year.
That's right. Avery. See, what you got to do is you got to make shots. Oh, no, you're talking about the other Avery Johnson. I'm sorry. But, yeah, he's their biggest recruit, I believe, ever. So let's talk about that offense, because Matt Wells, who I thought got a raw deal at Texas Tech, very good offense coordinator in my mind. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's a head coach again soon. Scoring offense, 46th in the nation. Passing offense, 85th. Rushing offense, 11th and 31st overall in total offense. I think he's a good coach, and I think if Avery Johnson takes a step forward, then you can really be talking about a playoff run. Not only a playoff run, but I think you could go deep into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, he was recruited. You see the skills.
Oh, the raw talent's there.
Yeah, it's just he's got to put it together. He's got to he turns the ball over a little too much, but that's normal with a young quarterback. But you know, if he could just work on that a little bit, I mean, there's always, I feel like, you know, since I've watched him, I like him, but he throws a couple passes every game where you're like, you know, like, what are you doing? Yeah. Where he's scrambling. But yeah, I mean, the offense, if it takes a step forward now, they return on the offensive side of the ball, obviously Avery Johnson, but also Dylan Edwards, who got he started at Colorado 2 years ago with Coach Prime, was a 4-star recruit, played with Avery Johnson in high school, and I think even middle school maybe. Dylan Edwards, true classic K-State scat back, but the guy's got elite speed. K-State's notorious for this. Obviously, Darren Sproles, but just Rock Cartwright. I feel like they always got Deuce Vaughn, obviously. Wide receiver Jayce Brown is back, who I like his game. Tight end Garrett Oakley is another one. If you play college fantasy football, I think there might be some edge there on a tight end if you're looking for a sleeper. Only 2 of 5 back on the O-line, Mac. How concerned are you about that?
A little bit, but I feel like I can blindly trust K-State to have a good continuity group on the offensive line. Because from what I'm looking at, they're going to bring in some transfers, but there's also some guys that maybe are able to step up as well. So, yeah, I wish they had a little bit more. I mean, that 1 year they had all 5 offensive linemen coming back, but I think getting your stud quarterback that's supposed to take a monster year is huge. And you're right. The main thing is his stats were good, but his turnovers were bad. And they were timely turnovers, it felt like. So 10 interceptions, 3 lost fumbles. He's got to cut that in half, in my opinion.
Yeah, and just like 10 interceptions is actually not even that horrible. But it's just there's a lot of 50-50 balls sometimes that you just say, whoa. You know, like, and maybe they don't get intercepted, but you're sitting there. If he can just work on that a little bit. But he's got raw skills, and the O-line is a little bit of a question mark. We'll see, because continuity is a real thing. They won the Big 12 with returning all 5 offensive linemen. I do think that's something you strive for, but it's hard to do these days with the portal and everything. So
Well, and another thing, Colby, I like that Wells is back for a second year with Johnson. It would like if they had brought in another offensive coordinator, like when Klieman left for A&M, then I think it would be more question marks. But having Johnson, Edwards back, and those guys in Wells' system for a second year, I think is definitely big for them.
And remember, Wells was with Jordan Love at Utah State, so yeah. The transfer portal, K-State, even back in the day, and I think that Bill Snyder would be the first to tell you that the JUCO route, he would normally always go. So K-State was kind of ahead of the curve a little bit on the portal. They went out, and this is what I mean is they kind of went all in here. So Dylan Edwards is the running back that is penciled in to start, but he's a small Deuce Vaughn-like back with elite speed, but sometimes you want some other you got to have a mixture. What happens in short yardage situations? They go out and get Gabe Irvin from Nebraska and Antonio Martin from ULM at the running back spot. Wide receiver spot, this is something that is interesting to me because Jerand Bradley, he got injured at BC last year, but the year prior at Oklahoma Texas Tech had a big year. They also brought in Caleb Medford, who had a big year with Bronco Mendenhall at New Mexico last year, and then Jerand Tibbs from Purdue. I think Tibbs is penciled in to start, based on some spring shit that I read. Medford would be potentially, the fourth wide out there, but Bradley, Tibbs would be the two transfers that would start for them if everything goes according to spring. They also loaded up on the O-line. We talked about the O-line being, questionable with the only two returning starters. Well, they go out and get George Fitzpatrick from Ohio State. You got Will Howard. Give us fucking Fitzpatrick. Also tackle Terrence Enos from Pitt. Also offensive tackle Brendan Snee from Georgia Southern. Offensive lineman Amos Talalele from USC and JB Nelson from Penn State. So going out and Ohio State, USC, Penn State, Pitt, Georgia Southern. These are all successful programs to a certain extent. So going all in on the portal, I like it. And as you saw here, obviously Avery Johnson, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions in his career there in the Little Apple. And here is Dylan Edwards, 12 touchdowns. True, to me, a dangerous threat, a home run threat at all times. Even ask TCU about it when Colorado had that opening game against TCU in Deion's first game. Dylan Edwards just home run threat.
Yeah.
Then wide receiver Jayce Brown. So you get those transfers coming in. There's three wideouts that transferred that played last year and played well over the year prior with Bradley there. But Jayce Brown in his college career, 74 receptions, 1,260 yards. I think this is probably the best K-State receiving core in a while. So if Avery Johnson takes that step, if that O-line can protect, I think it's the best receiving core probably since they had Tyler Lockett and company. What do you think the offense will take a big jump forward? What did I say they were overall last year? Well, first off, 85th in passing. Probably you want to be a little bit better there. 31st though overall. Do you think it takes a step forward?
I think so because I spoke to the continuity already with Wells in the system, but yeah, Brown, Jayce Brown, I like him, man. He's one of those guys that he always seems to get open, especially on third down, and he's in another year with Avery Johnson. I think he takes a step forward. And then you mentioned the trio of transfers with Medford, Bradley, and Tibbs. I think they're all going to see time around Brown in the slot. So yeah, I think you mentioned the offensive line's got to hold up. They got some transfers, but you trust K-State always has a good offensive line. That's what they do. So I definitely think they take a step forward.
Yeah, I like the tight end Oakley too, man.
Yeah.
So I'd like one more home run threat, but having Edwards, just having the home run threat to get him out on wheel routes. He's great out of the backfield. Yeah, I think the offense, if the O-line holds up continuity wise, the offense takes a big step forward. Pending Avery Johnson takes another step forward, but I think he will.
Well, and Edwards averaged 7.5 yards a carry, but he had to share with Giddens, who was also very efficient. So he's going to get a bigger workload. But yeah, this K-State offense should roll.
Well, especially using him, he's very good out the backfield.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, he could really be a dangerous weapon. Let's talk about the defense. But before we do that, I want to let you know that the college football experience, Kansas State style, is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, Edge Boost, the first ever bank account that is built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. There's no usage fees. There's no minimums. You can earn cashback rewards. They're not even going to give you a credit check. Unbelievable, right? 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today, edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN. And if you sign up this week, you'll get a free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt. Yeah, we got that thing in the store, but you can get it for free. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/refs to claim your free shirt today. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog is going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in game one, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonuses get. So jump on over there, sign up, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Naira Bets. Bet the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga with Naira Bets. Sign up today using the promo code SGPN25 and get a $25 free bet plus a $200 deposit match bonus. Whether you're a seasoned bettor or just getting started, Naira Bets makes it easy to jump in on the action. But this particular, the Belmont Stakes are right around the corner. So this is an exclusive offer just for the Belmont Stakes. So don't wait. Join now. Claim your free $25 Belmont bet today at nairabets.com/SGPN25. All right. Now the defensive side of things, Joe Klanderman he's a good DC man.
Yep.
Very good DC. 50th in scoring defense a season ago. 77th in pass defense, 28th in rush defense, 43rd in total defense. This is the unit that I actually trust. The offense, I see the potential, but Avery Johnson and the O-line got to come together. And I wonder a little bit about short yardage rushing. The defense, I'm buying in, man. I'm buying in because Toby Osansami, that's a guy that I think could potentially lead the Big 12 in sacks. Damian Ilalo, very good defensive tackle. The linebackers are studs with Austin Romaine back and Desmond Purnell, safety VJ Payne. Now the corners, they went to the portal, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I'm kind of buying into the defense on paper. Looking pretty good. They went out in the portal. They also added defensive end Jashawn Ross from Bama. This is what I mean by that. I feel like they're going all in, Mac. They're going all in to try to get to the playoffs and win this thing. Linebacker Gabe Powers from Ohio State coming in. Cornerback Jaden Rowe from Oklahoma. Amarian Fortenberry from South Alabama. I think he's penciled in to start. Safety Q Moss from West Georgia, who's new to the FCS. Safety Gunnar Maldonado, who started at Arizona the past couple of years. He comes in. He's penciled in to start at Kansas State. You add in Maldonado and Fortenberry, who have lots of starts, and some of this other talent. I think the defense is good, man. I think they have one of the better D lines in the Big 12, and I think they have one of the better linebacking cores in the Big 12. And if everyone meshes together, they might have one of the better secondaries. We'll see, but certainly I feel decent about the D line and the linebacking core. I'm buying into the defense. It's there, man. Do you think the defense will be better than I think it will be better than 43rd this year.
Yeah, I do, and I know they shifted to the 3-man front. I think the championship year. So yeah, I think the D line will be able to get after the passer. I think they will be improved in the run defense as well. That was a little bit of a hiccup last year in some of their games, but I think for the the pass defense, not the rush defense. I think that the guys that they brought in the portal at the corner spots can step up and produce. I mean, like you said, they're bringing in guys that were not cheap. They've invested in their NIL just like in basketball to come in, produce right away, so that they can have a Big 12 championship defense.
I would love to see Kansas State just win it all. It would just be perfect.
Oh, it'd be great.
I know people will say, "Oh, the Big 12 team." Well, look, the Big 12's played just as many national championships as the fucking SEC the past 3 years. Now, granted, TCU got whooped, but they still beat Michigan along the road, who won the Natty the next year.
Damn right.
It's a new day and age. I think you're looking at that shit differently. You know, if you're looking at it the past decade or 30 years or something, it's a new day and age. You can pay and buy anybody. You know what I mean? Like, you can put together that. And I think, man, it's nice to see how aggressive they've been in the portal. I'll say that. We do state of the program here. For every team member, we're breaking down all 136 teams. So subscribe. We'll talk about the enemy too, Kansas State fans. But yeah, but before we do that, we talk about the stadium. You know, the stadium, and I think stadium, that it goes hand in hand with state of the program as well. Sorry, let me skip forward. I went back to check out those stats, but and yeah, that's just, watch out for this guy. I think he's going to be among the Big 12 top 20 in sacks, top 15 in sacks. But yes, the stadium is Bill Snyder Stadium, rightfully so. They changed it over to Bill Snyder Stadium. It is 57 years young. I give this thing a 9 out of 10, and I'm a visual guy. To me, like football stadiums, when I grew up, or when I was growing up, I loved Soldier Field. They had this great look to it. Now they ruined that like in like 98 or 99 or something. They got rid of the columns, which was ridiculous. But it's part of what makes the LA Coliseum so great. And man, fucking Kansas State just kills it with that. I love their stadium. I think it's Look at that. I mean, wait. But the best part to me, I mean, that's awesome. They have passionate fans. They have awesome. They're everything that's right about college football. In a Manhattan, Kansas, you know, small town, but that's what's great about college football is that a small town team can take on a big town team. But that's fire. But to me, also presentation. Presentation is everything, man. Make your shit unique. Look at that thing. Looks like you're going up the goddamn castle.
It's right next to other basketball arena. I've done a tour there. I'll speak to this. I'd almost give it a 10. It's a 9.5. It's pretty unique, and it's like you said, it's real. It's not one of those fucking phony stadiums. It's old school, baby.
Oh, look at that design, man. It looks like you gotta fucking fight Bowser to go get Princess, you fucking Mario Brothers. Like, that's what I'm saying. It looks like you're coming up on a castle. That to me is the way a football stadium should look. This is ours. We protect this. This is our field. You're not coming in here and winning. It should be intimidating from the second the away team arrives. Not like these damn shopping malls they're doing in the NFL.
How many do you think it seats? Just out of curiosity, I haven't pulled up.
I mean, it's a small town, so my first thought would be like 50,000, 45,000, something like that.
Yep, 50,
yeah.
Which is, okay. I think, the perfect size for the K-States, the Iowa States, the West Virginia, like those big, those passionate small towns.
It's not about like, you know, it's funny. It's not about how big a stadium is. Now, yes. I sometimes I'll use that argument, you know, because people say like the NFL is so much better than college football. So, oh, why is your stadium so small in the NFL? Because the Tennessee and LSU and Michigan is like almost 40,000 more than like your biggest NFL stadium. However, that doesn't mean, I mean, I'm of the belief of like your stadium is it can be unique. I mean, Cameron Indoor Stadium in basketball is super small and it's fucking awesome. Yep. You don't need it, whatever fits your area. Whatever fits your area, and if it works, it works. And Bill Snyder Stadium certainly works, man. Look at these photos. YouTube.com/The College Experience. This place looks awesome, man. And unfortunately, you know, their rivals, Kansas, K-State fans will like this. I love David Booth Stadium, the way it looked. And Kansas spent the past year and a half renovating David Booth to make it look like a modern-day MLS stadium, and I'm devastated by that. Even though it's, at least you kept the same stadium, like Kansas fans, if you're listening and because you want to know about K-State because they're the enemy. But I love Bill Snyder Stadium. They to me they make it look like a classic. Like this is our castle. You're not coming in here and taking our fucking castle. You're not storming. You're not going to be able to storm and take our castle. All right. So I got to get out to a game, man. I partied with a bunch of K-State fans at Austin. Yeah, they're great.
They always
fans.
beat Texas too. They always beat Texas.
And Oklahoma, I feel like Oklahoma, they were a thorn in the side for a while there.
100%.
But they do college football right, man. Look at that shit, man. Look at that. That's fucking fire, man. I gotta get to a game there. They do it right. And I love the fact they honor Bill Snyder. One of the cool things, man, look at that. They got the Bill Snyder statue. They got the Bill Snyder I know he's still alive, but you don't need to die. You don't need to die to build a statue to me. You know what I mean? It's like the Pete Rose shit. He should have been in the Hall of Fame before he died. All right. Yeah, I love what they do. So let's talk about the whole state of the program, because I think the stadium does matter. Now, I was at a crossroads by doing. I thought this was one of the hardest state of the programs we've done, and we're only on team 6 right now out of 136. But
8.
I gave it 8 of 10, but I struggled with it a little bit because I was like, state of the program should be ranked high because Oklahoma and Texas left. Now you can pay players when they were cheating for a long time. So you can be the team. You can be the team to beat in the Big 12 over the next decade, right? So that as a fan, I think makes you excited about, fuck yeah. What if we make the playoffs 7 times in the next 10 years? Because K-State probably, they'll be one of the tops year in, year out. But also I thought, well, you didn't go in year 1. You know what I mean? So like, okay, 8 of 10 I gave it. Did you give it 8 of 10 reading me, or were you actually giving it 8 of 10 yourself?
Well, I was saying this is preview 8. We've already knocked out 7 of these.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I look, I'm not known for my math, but yeah. Okay. Sorry about that.
I was going to give it a 7. Just because I think 7 is a high floor. I already laid out the floor for them. They're gonna win. They're gonna win 8 games. They'll find even if like all shit goes wrong, they'll find a way to spit out an 8-4. But if they have a magical year like 2 years ago, they can go 10, 11 wins. So I think that's why I would give them a 7. Is they're just a high floor. I don't know how high their ceiling is though as a program. I'm hoping that it can get higher as they keep investing, but something tells me they're just a model of consistency.
But still, to me, in this new day and age, you get in the playoffs and you have a quarterback that, like, to me, I think this year's team is extremely dangerous. If they get it together.
Yeah.
Dylan Edwards is a guy that can break one for a touchdown. Avery Johnson's speed as a runner.
He should be a Heisman candidate.
Yeah, he should be. He should be. And if he is a little bit more accurate throwing the ball, I think they could be an incredibly hard team offensively. Well, defense has always been good. Special teams has always been awesome, right? So, and now you can potentially host a fucking playoff game?
Yep.
Why not? I mean, Oklahoma, when they had Lincoln Riley, Kansas State gave him fits. So shit, you line me up against Kansas State against Penn State in the first round of the playoffs or the second round of the playoffs, whatever it is. You telling me you feel great about Penn State winning that game? I can't say that.
Yeah, especially if the game's in Manhattan. Hey, I want the Mountaineers to be in the playoff, but if not, I'll be rooting for K-State. If any other team in the Big 12, if you made me pick a team to root for, K-State would be my pick. I love their fans, so if that would be great to get a home playoff game, because that atmosphere is underrated. I mean, you remember when dumbass Desmond Howard last year goes, why are we talking about K-State and Arizona State when the game was for the Big 12 fucking title in the regular season?
Yeah, no, that was pathetic, man. And that's what I hate about this era of college football. And then if you're younger listening to this, like, that didn't happen. When I got into college football in the 80s and 90s, they would never shit on a conference like that. They would never, like, on the good teams in the conference too. Maybe you shit on the worst teams. Like,
it's been good for 30 years. Like,
I just thought that was so pathetic, and I actually think there was, like, I don't know if if he was told to say something like that, but I thought that was pathetic. And it made me, it just, why couldn't Oklahoma beat Kansas State any of the past, look at the past 5 times they played K-State.
Yeah,
right. But we're going to honor them on that fucking show. And they just lost to Navy in a bowl game. State of the program though. Fascinating to see the future of K-State football. And man, why not? To me, I don't even think they need a host, man. Kansas State's a strange team, and strange in a good way.
Yeah.
The last year with Will Howard, they lost to Texas in overtime in a game they should have won. They were way better than Texas that day. They just missed field goals. Remember that? Should have never went to overtime. They missed like a fucking 25-yard field goal, right? But they've gone on the road to Oklahoma and got it done. They are a road warrior. That's what I mean is like, okay, maybe they get, I don't know, someone, a random team in the first round and it's in Manhattan, or maybe it's on the road. But I still say you put K-State at Penn State or whatever. Watch out. You better have your shit together.
Yeah.
K-State will come block a punt. They come to play ball, and I love that about their program. So, state of the program, 8 of 10 for me. Folks, we're going to get to the schedule. We're going to go game by game on the schedule. We're going to take a look at the win total, and we're just going to talk K-State, man, the whole fucking time. All right? But before that, I want to let you know that the college football experience is brought to you by Circa and the Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Maybe you're like me and you play in a fantasy football league. I've been playing in the same league since like 1992. Even though I'm not the biggest NFL fan these days, I still love playing fantasy football. All right. And what's great about Circa in this giveaway is Circa Resort there, downtown Las Vegas, one of the greatest places in America, or maybe even on planet Earth, biggest sports book in the world. Stadium Swim. If you haven't, just Google image that thing. Thank me later. But they're giving away, this is all for free, folks. All right. They're giving away a trip to Vegas. You essentially have to pay to get to Vegas. But once you get to Vegas, 12-person league. Even if you're in a 14-person league, I think you tell 2 people to take a hike. We'll draft for you. We'll call you when you pick. Right? But you're going to be treated like VIPs for the entire stay. You'll get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 food and beverage tab from Stadium Swim, and a hotel stay for you and 11 league mates for free. All right. You can also, and there's 2 other bar specials they're going to give you as well with just hooking you up with drinks. You can also get 15% off all Circa properties with the promo code SGP15. Enter the Ultimate Fantasy Football Contest once again for free. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Circa. That's CIRCA. That's SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Circa. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Yes, you've probably heard me talk about Rhythm before. They just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends. Yes, these are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's models have consistently won and has a huge ROI. Think like a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets, baby. Download the Rhythm app, check out the Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You know damn well we will be. All right. Get your free 7-day trial period. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport. They got the college football win totals out already. So get on over there for the True Degens too. The MyBookie money bags bundle of fun. And MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations, even outside of the state. So you got to check it out. It's easy deposits, lightning fast payouts using crypto. So hop on over to mybookie.ag. But when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Of course, terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back talking K-State Wildcat football, and let's get to it because, man,
garbage game.
It's garbage, but it's not garbage. Okay, yeah. There's so many things to break down here. Week 0, I mean, right around the corner, folks. Week 0. We got Farmageddon in Dublin, Ireland. K-State, Iowa State. They've been playing since 1917. This is one of my favorite games of the year every year. I don't like conference games in Dublin, but Brett Yormark, this is the problem when you go get a guy from New York City. I don't think he fucking truly understands what he's doing here. This game has potential to fuck up the season for both these teams. Now, I was actually going to go to this game just because it's week 0, but we got called to Vegas, so I'm punting on going to Dublin. I love Dublin. And I'm sure if you're a K-State fan listening, this will be an awesome experience. Dublin's a great place to get drunk. Ireland's a beautiful country. But
not this game.
This is horrible. Non-con game should happen here. All right. They're playing Arizona, who's a Big 12 foe. The Arizona K-State's what should have happened here. This is in my opinion, like I think there's a decent shot, Mac. I would say there's like a 60% chance this is gonna fuck over the loser from making the Big 12 championship, probably. Farmageddon should be on campus. I've argued with people online about this that say I want to go to Dublin. I don't give a shit. You cannot change my mind. And I you want to grow the game, do a non-con game. All right. I don't personally like playing in Europe, but I'm saying you want to do it, play a non-con game. This is incredibly dangerous for Kansas State. And I actually think this is the hardest game on the schedule to project. Week 1, oftentimes, a la App State, Michigan, or what I mean. There's always week 1 is a very hard. There's no preseason in college football.
Yep.
And then even Praisers, this is week 0. So you saw Georgia Tech upset Florida State. We thought that was an upset. It turned out to be just normal. But
Northwestern beat Nebraska.
Yes, and that was the only game they won that season. It's a tricky game, man. And both teams are capable of winning this thing. I think both teams are capable of winning the Big 12 this year. Rocco Beck, Anthony Beck's son, is back at QB. I think he's a very good college quarterback. Avery Johnson is I think Avery Johnson got a better chance of winning the Heisman than Rocco Beck, but it's a tricky game, man. I honestly, this is a true coin flip game to me. I know if you look at the odds, I think I thought I saw it was 3.5, right?
Yeah, K-State's up to 3.5.
I would take Iowa State plus 3.5 all day, just because you don't know. Like, first off, this game has been in rain. Like Ireland, I have spent weeks in Ireland. It rains every fucking day. You saw it last year in the Florida State Georgia Tech game. It was raining. Give me the dog every time in general when it rains, right? But Iowa State also has fucked with K-State, and they kind of have the recipe to fuck with K-State. A great defensive team.
Yep.
Matt Campbell, great coach. Rocco Beck plays turnover-free football. In my opinion, they play more conservatively, which works in these games because, especially with Avery Johnson, it's been a little dicey on some of these. This is the hardest game to me. This is a true fucking coin flip game to me. But I will definitely take 3.5 because I think this will be a close game. I don't think any team's winning by double digits or anything. Honestly, if you're telling me gun to my head right now, give me Iowa State.
I'll go with the Cats. They've lost 2 in a row in this series, both one-possession games. To your point, the last time they beat Iowa State was in Ames. It was that 10-9 game, Halloween weekend. This game belongs in November. Remember 2 years ago, it was snowing like crazy when Iowa State got it done there? Yeah.
It belongs on a college campus.
Yeah, this is terrible. Big mistake by Yormark, but it is what it is. We'll enjoy it while we got it, I guess.
How can you feel confident with this, though?
I don't have a lot of confidence.
I have zero. I have zero.
They've lost 2 in a row to them, though. This usually one is a zigzag rivalry, in my opinion.
Still, but putting it in Ireland is like...
I think they win by 3. I actually would probably take Iowa State in the points, too, but I think K-State's going to... I think their defense, although Iowa State brings back a lot too.
That's what I'm saying. Their defense is awesome too, dude.
Yeah.
That's what they have the formula to fuck with K-State because I wonder. I'd be curious to ask Matt Campbell if he modeled his program after Bill Snyder because they seem very similar to me. Great defense, good special teams.
Give me K-State 24-21.
See, to me, like until Avery Johnson shows me, and I think Avery Johnson is going to be the real deal. But if you're putting me in Ireland where chances are it's raining, and I'm not saying that, like it's literally like a 70% chance that every day is going to rain.
Who has more fans there, you think?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
What is close? Like,
crazy.
What is closer to an airport? Ames or like an international airport? Or they're going to need to connect, right? They got to connect in Chicago or something, right?
Yeah.
So this is when you say, like, it does piss me off. When this game was announced in Dublin, it pissed me off. Next year is TCU, North Carolina. I'm on board with that because that's a non-con game. When you take one of our strong rivalries and put it out there, I have a problem with it. Now, having said that, Mac, I do think this is one of the most important games on this schedule. I really could see a scenario for both these teams where this game could be super, super critical and keep them from making millions of dollars by making the college football playoff. The reason why I picked Iowa State, though, is I just trust that they won't make mistakes. I trust that they won't make mistakes. If you're telling me the game's probably going to be in the rain, which it probably will be, I'll take the guy that I think is better controlling the ball. I don't feel great about that, though. This is the game I feel least about. They come back to America. No bye week. Last year, I feel like the teams had bye weeks, but maybe that was just Florida State. North Dakota.
They played on Monday night. Remember they played on Monday night, Florida State?
Oh, you're right. You're right. Damn. So both did play. Or maybe Georgia Tech had a bye week. Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
North Dakota, FCS playoff team from a year ago, but Bubba Schwiegert stepped down. I host the FCS College Football Experience. Subscribe. North Dakota's in a total rebuild right now. I mean, good timing for this game. I got K-State winning by like 28. What are you doing here?
Yeah, they'll go through the motions. They better start getting ready for Army during this week.
Yes. And this is I was doing my homework on this, and anyone that's a K-State fan, I could find a history of K-State playing North Dakota State, but I couldn't find them playing North Dakota, which I find that hard to believe, especially in the early days when people were taking a fucking train for college to play college football games.
North Dakota State, right?
They did lose to North Dakota State.
Klieman was the coach.
Yes. That's why Bill Snyder's probably like, hey, let's hire this guy. I got him at 1-0. You got him at 2-0. I'm sorry, I got him at 1-1. You got him at 2-0.
Yeah.
Then does come that game, and I can't wait to watch this game, dude. Okay. I'm going to take K-State, but it's a dangerous game, man. And look, Army pushed Michigan to overtime, pushed Oklahoma to overtime in the past 5 years. Those were away. K-State doesn't have, to me, that like, I'll put it like this. K-State plays like Beamer ball, right?
Yeah.
That's why ECU could catch Beamer so many times at Virginia Tech. Like, it's a dangerous game, man, because if you fuck around here, you have limited possessions in this game. This is the game, the epitome of the game of like Avery Johnson, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb here. You got this. I'll take K-State to win. But I remember Marshall going to Kansas State, I don't know, like 2007 or 8 or something, and winning, or 2004 or 5. It's a similar situation here, man. Like, I feel like you fuck around, you will lose this game. But they're not. They're going to win this game. 2-1 for me.
Yeah, I got them 3-0, but I'm with you. This is going to be a hard game, especially when you don't have a bye week to prepare. They should have had a bye week before Army, to be honest, to help prepare. So I got them at 3-0. This is a 7:00 ESPN game. Prime
I
time.
love this game. I love this game. Shout out to K-State scheduling it. Then we have a non-con game in the desert, even though they're in the same conference and this series goes back to 1941, which, by the way, being it today, Friday, June 6th, this is when the U.S. entered World War II. And I've just been seeing a bunch of the posts on Normandy and shit, and it's crazy, man. Talk about the greatest fucking generation ever.
Oh yeah.
They make our generation look like such a pile of shit. Because we are a pile of shit. But man, 1941. So they played this game, even though we had our people going over there fighting a good fight. It's a non-con game. I feel better about that. But I do think Brent Brennan. I read every publication on Brent Brennan being a shitty coach. I read CBS is having him as a bottom 3 coach. I disagree. San Jose State is a hard gig. Look at them before he took it over. He won at Arkansas. He won the Mountain West Championship. I think he can get this thing together. Now, I don't think they're there yet to take on K-State, but I am smart enough to know that the desert's the desert. All right? There are a lot of upsets have happened in the desert over the years. Give me K-State to win this thing, though. But I do think Brent Brennan getting too much hate in the offseason, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could see this game kind of playing out like the Colorado road game. Close game. Arizona fights, but K-State's experienced too much. I got them 4-0. But yeah, it's gonna be tough to get to 4-0. I'm not gonna lie.
This seems like a no harm, no foul game, though. Like, your goal is the Big 12 championship.
Yeah.
The Iowa State game is fucking huge, dude, because that's a fucking conference game. Poor Iowa State. That's supposed to be a home game for them. I can't emphasize enough how you going from Ames to Dublin. Man, they're doing Iowa State dirty. Well, I guess Iowa State doesn't get a lot of chances to be on national TV, and you got to take that when you can get it. But I would hate to see you lose a college football playoff spot because you decided to play a fucking game in Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them 3-1. We got a bye week. We got a bye week right here. 3 bye weeks for K-State because they play week 0. Then K-State is hosting Scott Frost and UCF. He's no stranger to this fucking building. I do like the Scott Frost hire by UCF, but I don't think they're there yet. I like the fact K-State gets them in the first month of their season. And I will have K-State win by double digits against UCF to go to 4-1, Mac.
Yeah, I got them 5-0. Good. This is UCF ain't going to be there this early under Scott Frost. So, yeah, I think they handle them. Too much physicality.
And then comes a trip to Waco, McLean Stadium. These fucking games are hard to predict, man.
Baylor always fucks with K-State too.
I feel like, man, they're in a good spot, man. I feel like they had a great rebound year. Sawyer Robertson's back another year in that offense because he came over from Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Give me K-State to get the win on the road. Field goal game. What are you doing here?
If I have them 5-0, I'm giving them a loss here. They ain't good.
If they're 5-0 coming into Waco,
Yeah,
I would agree with you. I got them with 1 loss. So
yeah, I got them at 5-1. Waco's a house of horrors. Remember that one year K-State was undefeated 10-0, Colin Klein, and then Baylor took a shit right on their college football playoff championship.
Broke my heart, dude.
Oh, it was terrible.
My fucking heart. I love Colin Klein too.
He got killed.
That series goes back to 1909, by the way.
Yeah.
That's college football. I'm sorry, 1969. There's one that we're going to get to in 1909. But that's college football done right, man. It's college football done right. This is a dangerous game, though, dude. That's a dangerous fucking game. After that, so we got them with the same record. TCU comes into town. Josh Hoover's back at TCU. I love this matchup, by the way. The purple on purple. I remember them playing. I mean, first off, this series goes back to 22, is it?
Has a team won in this series recently?
K-State in the Big 12 championship beat them, right? But
yeah,
they probably got them in Fort Worth at some point, right?
I'm looking.
Patterson had a couple dark years towards the end of his stretch.
Yeah,
I'm thinking maybe K-State got him there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm wondering, has TCU won in the Little Apple? No, 23. Remember, they got boat raced Hoover's freshman year.
Yeah, well, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
When's the last time they won in the Little Apple?
So TCU won there 2017. Yeah. 2017 was the last time they won there.
Well, I mean, for you having K-State lose at Baylor,
yeah, they're gonna.
I think K-State would put it on TCU if they lose at Baylor.
Yeah.
I think it's an incredibly dangerous game. I think TCU could definitely win the Big 12 this year. I think they're kind of flying under the radar a little bit.
They have Colorado at home the week before at home.
Okay. You just sold me. Give me K-State win. So I got them at what? How many games are we know right now? We're like
6-1.
I got them. So we both have them 6-1.
Yeah. Here's the next game.
Well, you get a bye week, second bye week, and then the Sunflower Showdown in Lawrence.
What's the streak at now?
The series goes back to 1902, but Kansas is back on campus again. Should definitely emphasize that. What is the streak? It's like
it's been forever since 2008. They haven't beat him since 2008. It's
dude. This is a brand new. I mean, it's the old stadium but new. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, K-State fans. I want K-State to win this game. This is the one Leipold gets, man. Jalen Daniels is like 30. This is like a loss. Second loss of the season right here. Between this and Baylor and fucking TCU, they're going to lose one of those games.
I am losing the Baylor game. Until I see it, I'm not picking it. Give me K-State. I am not picking Kansas against K-State ever. I tried to talk myself into it.
Dude, Leipold, what he should have got him, was it 2 years ago?
He should have got him last year.
Last year. I think it was last year. Yeah.
Last 2 years. They've lost by combined 6 points. They'll lose by 1 this time.
No, man. Not this year. Not this year. Not with the they were in Arrowhead last year. Oh no, they were in Little Apple last year.
Yeah, they should have won. They should have won that fucking game. They should have won in Lawrence 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm giving this a loss. Give me that second loss of the season. Then after that, this is a tough schedule, dude.
I know. We're gonna say this for the Big 12, everybody though. It's so wide open.
Texas Tech's got the #1 transfer class in America coming in. It's in the Little Apple. I will go Kansas State. Do I feel good about that? Not necessarily. I mean, I feel like K-State's better, but you keep playing good team after good team, you're going to get bit. K-State, like Iowa State, will play all these games within one possession. So, like, all it matters is one missed tackle where a dude breaks it for like a 60-yard touchdown in one of these games. And you like the Arizona State game last year. You end up losing. I'll take Kansas State here. I don't feel amazing about it, but I think they're better than Texas Tech.
I'm going to take K-State too. I mean, it's hard. Because this is going to be a game that comes down to the wire. But I think K-State, give me Klieman over McGuire in November.
That is good logic.
Yeah.
That is good logic.
I still only got him with 1. I got him at 8-1, but it gets hard here to finish.
Well, they get their third bye. I do like having the 3 byes.
Yeah.
Just don't start with a conference game. Then they head to Stillwater to Boone Pickett Stadium.
Do you know how many times they've won there in the last 20 years?
I remember 1 win, but it was a crazy game because I want to say they were down 17 and they won. How many times? 3?
2. Gundy has owned them.
I'll take Oklahoma State then, man. I think Oklahoma State's kind of flying under the radar a little bit. Third loss right here.
I agree with you. Yeah, the last time they won there, I think, was 2017 was when they last won. Yeah, 2017 they won there.
And this is a series, by the way, that 1908. This is the one I was trying to reference. With Baylor, like this is college football done right.
Yeah,
let's go.
Give me the Pokes too. I'm with you. Gundy back against the wall this year. They'll overperform.
Well, if you're doing that, there's no way they're winning this game. They've never ever played Utah.
Yeah, how'd the trip to Utah last year go for them at BYU?
They're losing this fucking game, dude.
Dude,
this to me is the most automatic loss on the schedule.
Senior day.
It's not only senior day. I think Whittingham might retire, right?
Yeah.
This is terrible for them, in my opinion. Like Utah is going to win this fucking game, in my opinion. Like first off, the altitude's crazy. Like it's just this environment. You've never ever been to Salt Lake. You've been to Provo, but I mean, look, I don't mind being wrong here, but I just think Utah is due for like they're too good. Kyle Whittingham's too good of a coach to let last season be the way they really are. They didn't know Cam Rising would get injured after fucking, a firefly landed on his finger, right? But I just don't think they win this fucking game, dude. I was all over BYU last year, by the way, when they went to home. Regardless of K-State, and I can't emphasize this enough, home environments and you are never, a lot of people shit on SMU for getting into the playoffs last year. Said they shouldn't have been in the playoffs. I think in 5 years, if we keep the 12 or the 16, whatever we do, if we keep home games, no one's ever going to win on the road because college sports, this is why home games are so key. Indiana lost at Notre Dame. SMU lost at Penn State. Clemson lost at Texas. Right? What was the other one? There's one more, right? Or those are three. Those are the three, I think, right?
I think
anyway,
yeah.
My point is that it's not like the NFL. College environments are way louder than the fucking NFL. It is harder to win on the road. And to me, going to Utah is like an automatic loss. Unless you tell me like half the roster's injured or their quarterback's injured, which we know Cam Rising's retired. I just don't think they're going to be able to win this game. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm not picking against Utah. This game is probably going to be a first spot, potentially in the Big 12 title game. I mean, this was why they scheduled this when they scheduled it. So yeah, I'm with you. Give me Utah. This is their third loss, and that knocks them out of the Big 12 title. Unfortunately, probably.
Yeah, and Tennessee, Ohio State, by the way, was the other one. This is, and all those teams got fucked up. And this is my point for years on why the SEC has an advantage playing less road games than the rest of America, and it still holds to this day. But yeah, I'm taking Utah here. And then the final game of the season, and me and Mac, we were talking about this before the episode. I think Kansas State should beat Colorado, but I will say this. You are getting Colorado at the absolute worst point to get Colorado. Like, Colorado's a young team. I'm not sure if Caden Salter, the Liberty transfer, is going to start, or if it's going to be the 5-star Juju Lewis, who they got to flip from USC at the quarterback spot. But kind of assuming it's kind of like a mulligan year. So why not? Salter graduates after this year. If I'm Coach Prime, I expect Colorado to be like a bowl team, but not like I guess maybe in the mix, depending on their schedule.
Yeah.
But it's to me, like, I would want to play Colorado in September or October, not the last game of the season, because they have recruited really well for Colorado over the past 20 years, the best that they've ever recruited. And then those guys are going to be growing up, and this is the final week of the season. Now, having said that, they still have to go into the Little Apple. They're young. It's a road game. Series goes back to 1912, by the way. I will take K-State to win, but I will say it is the worst time. That is, Colorado's youth will be juniors by then. to me. Like a lot of that class, second class, and some of those portal guys he got, they'll be growing up right then. But I still think K-State wins.
I agree. Give me K-State, especially if they lost 2 in a row. So I got them finishing 9-3.
Yeah, I got them 8-4, and the win total. Oh, Vegas thinks just like us.
It's the Iowa State game.
They're plus 550 to win the Big 12. They're plus 280 to make the CFP, which, there's a path where they could actually not win the Big 12 but make the CFP. They're plus 8,000 to win it all. Mac, I look at the schedule though, and I say the fucking road games are tough, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's screwed on the schedule, man.
They didn't get Cincinnati on the schedule. They didn't get Houston on the schedule. They didn't get Arizona State, which actually you probably don't want Arizona State, but who's the fourth team? West Virginia. Yeah, you probably want Rich Rod in the first month or two, but not to end the season. Man, I feel that Iowa State game is huge, but I also feel like it is a tough schedule, man. I expect Iowa State. I just want to ask you this. Iowa State, do you expect them to be a bowl team this year?
Yes.
Okay, that's a neutral site game. Arizona, do you think they'll be a bowl team this year?
That's a great question. I think so. I think he bounces back and they win 6.
I think they'll be fringe, like between 5 and 6. Baylor, do you think they'll be a bowl team?
Yes.
I certainly think they will. I think they're contenders in the Big 12. Kansas, do you think they'll be a bowl team?
Yep.
I do too, and I think they could be contenders in the Big 12. Oklahoma State.
Yeah, but I mean, Gundy's. I can't see Gundy missing it back-to-back years.
I agree. I got them as a bowl team. Utah.
Hell yeah.
I agree. And being honest, like those, so every road game is in a like short, every conference game. Because remember, Arizona's a non-con game. Iowa State in Dublin is a conference game.
Yeah.
It's fucking just ridiculous schedule. Is against a bowl opponent and a contender to me. Maybe Oklahoma State's not a contender, but I feel pretty decent. I mean, Oklahoma State I think will be a bowl team, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're a contender. I have Utah as a contender. I have Kansas as a contender. I have Baylor as a contender. I have Iowa State as a contender. Going 4 games neutral/road there is tough, man. That's tough. I think the under's going to cash, but I could see the over hitting. But I just think you're asking a lot. You're asking a lot. Yeah, I don't even like the home games that much.
Yeah.
In conference, I'm saying. I don't even like the Army home game that much because Army, the triple, if you're not, I need to do a deep dive on when's the last time Klieman played the fucking triple option. Did he ever? I don't know that he ever has. Right?
To get to the over, the path is you got to go 6-0 at home, and then you got to split those 3 or split those other 6 on the road and neutrals.
But I have TCU and Texas. I have TCU and Texas Tech as contenders, and fuck, the chat's saying Colorado will be a contender. I'm a Colorado fan, but I think
not this year.
I think they'll be a bowl team though. Like you can't fuck around with them, or you could lose. Like, that's a tough schedule. I'll take the under 8-4, 8-4. But it doesn't mean you still can't make the playoffs. Doesn't mean like 8-4 could still make the playoffs if you win that Big 12 championship.
Yep.
I had them losing to Iowa State. All my 4 losses are in conference though.
I'm not taking a future on them to win the Big 12. I mean that's a tall task to get out of this with only 2 losses. Could it happen? Yeah, if Avery Johnson's a Heisman Trophy candidate, but your mark in the league office did not do them any.
Dude,
favor.
how many wins gets you? Like, what was last year's? Arizona State was what? I know Colorado and BYU had the same record as Arizona State and Iowa State. So you had 4
all
teams.
had 2 losses.
There's no way. There's going to be more losses this year, right?
Probably.
There's going to be more.
Big 12. Maybe they could win a crazy one with 3 losses, but I don't know. It's a Big 12.
I mean, the odds aren't that fucking bad. Plus 550, it's worth it. If Avery Johnson takes that step up,
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: why
They're
take the 8?
different.
To me, I wouldn't take the 8.5 at all. The over or under, fuck that. I would just, if you're a K-State fan, just take the 550 to win the Big 12.
Yeah.
Because there's a path where you could be 8-4 in the Big 12 championship. There is. There's that path.
They could lose the Arizona game.
That's what I'm saying, or the Army game,
Yeah.
right? And you have 3 losses in conference, and you're in on some fucking wacky tiebreaker.
Yeah.
And then you could win that thing. So why even play the win total? Just play to win the Big 12.
Classic Big 12.
This is gonna be fascinating to watch, man. I hope K-State makes it though. I would love to see them in the playoffs. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they win in Dublin. I just feel like not knowing. I mean, that game is. That's the most pivotal game in the fucking season. I guess if you're Kansas State though, it's a win because you would have had to go into Ames.
Yeah. Wait, no, the game would have been in Manhattan. The game last year was in Ames.
Really? So okay, so Iowa State didn't get fucked. It was K-State that got fucked.
K-State got fucked.
Wow. Yeah, I feel better about my under.
Now I'm definitely rooting for them to win the fucking league because this is bullshit that they lost a home game to Iowa State.
Well, they had to agree to it, right? I wonder how that works.
No, fuck that.
Someone enlighten me on how that works. Does the Big 12 just dictate, hey, we're doing a game in Dublin, you're there?
I guess.
I don't know. Or does K-State say, we want the national spotlight for recruiting? It might be that. They might have offered that or, I don't know. But either way, I'm on the under. He's on the over. I can't wait to watch it. I love K-State football. I'm excited to watch this season every year, each and every year in the Little Apple. I got to make a trip to go out to a game there. They do college football right. The stadium, the fans, the band. That's what college football is, and I can't wait to get out there. I got to hit a game. Give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. And remember, we're breaking down all 136 teams, so buckle up. We're doing a one-off tonight. This is a one-off. K-State deserves just a one-off. We're not going to follow it. All right, just think about K-State all Friday night. All right. Anyway, check out the College Basketball Experience. Jerome Tang is going to get it right this year. Back to the Noel days, the Marquise Noel days. Let's go. And check out the College Baseball Experience as well. And the FCS College Football Experience. All of those come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the College Experience. Hit that like and subscribe button. We're building this thing. Come on, be a part of it. Also check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. We're on there all the time. And till next time. This is the Kansas State Wildcats season preview, College Football Experience edition. You better start thinking about yours. And we are about to be out of here when I find the damn song.
Mailbox 1. You have 7. Let's get 1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks. Largely cause leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged and bored stiff. So arrange the pieces to prepare cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift.
I'm thinking of kids right now. It's like
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not I'm impossible to outdo. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you ought to play it safe. Make sure them shoes are tied and ankles taped. Shake the cobweb, hit the ground running. This is how cunning I can get with the footwork. You're doing it right, well, it shouldn't hurt. Flirt with greatness, still outrun the famous. Nice high heels, I got mics for spikes. Trampling the home team and the turf for life. For the few fleet of foot, too fast for me. I fear none, cause I run and ignore the pin. Of feet by the tree that are fast asleep. In love with the game, you adore the head. I believe in achievement. My soul isn't rewarded just cause it's easy goal and moves toward it. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself.